Good day, students. I am Akimbo Iwa Emmanuel. Like you know, I am your ICT instructor. So I would like you to sit down, take your pen and paper, and let's set the ball rolling. Last week, we discussed about flowcharts and algorithm. Then we talk about the uses, the functions, the characteristics, and the meaning of algorithm and flowcharts. Now today we are moving to something different, but still under flowcharts and algorithm. Now today we will be considering the various symbols that are involved in what? In flowchart. With what we are going to be discussing the flowchart symbols. And I think by now you all should know what a flowchart entails. And for those that have forgotten, probably you can still go through your notes or you listen attentively to me once again while I make some, little repetition of the previous word of the previous class. Now, before we move to that today, I would like us to consider these two objectives. At the end of this class, the students should be able to identify the various symbols contained in the flowcharts. 2. Identify the names and description of the various flowchart symbols. And what we are trying to say in essence is these are some of our objectives. So let them be at the back of your words, let them be at the back of your mind while we proceed with the class. As discussed earlier in our previous topic, a flowchart is a graphic representation of how a process works. A flowchart is a graphic representation of how a process works. What are we saying here? The drawing, the process on how you intend to achieve something, the pattern you intend to follow, the drawing you lay down, the route to follow to achieve something is all called a flow chart. It's graphic representation on how a process works. Flowchart is also a type of diagram that represents an algorithm, workflow, or process, using pictures as well as a description on how you intend to achieve your aim, your objective, your goals is also called a flowchart. The flowchart shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting boxes with arrows. Now, what we're trying to say is, when it comes to the issue of flowchart, you use different objects in conjunction with lines or arrow to indicate their directions. You don't just draw the box there and just leave it there. You have to connect them together with an arrow or lines. Now look at the board clearly and look at some of those symbols you have right on your screen. You have the symbol there, you have the symbol name, and we have the descriptions. The symbol name, and the description. Now, if you look at this one you are having right here, this is not a rectangle, it's a line. If you look at the edges, they are not joined to work together. That's all called a flow line. That indicates the sequence of steps and the direction of the flow. It shows you the sequence and the direction of the flow. Take note, it is not a rectangle. It's just lines forming that particular shape. Another one there is a terminal. When you see this symbol, we call it a terminal. We call it terminal. After me, terminal. This symbol is used to represent the beginning, that is the start, and the end and the end point. For every flowchart, there must be a starting point and there must be an ending point. That's why in this life, everything has a starting point and everything has an ending one point. So if you have to start your flow chart, you must start with what? With this terminal. Start. And you must end with what? With this. That is, you must terminate with that same thing. Third one there is the process or processing. Process symbol is used for representing arithmetic and data movement instruction. It can represent a single step, for example, add 2 cups of flour, or an entire sub process, or make bread with a large word process. Now, when we talk about this symbol indicates what? A processing. It indicates there's something going on within that word, within that segment. There's something going on within that particular word portion. There's something going on within that word, within that frame. A process is what? Is under what? Execution. Or a process would like to be under what? Execution. We use the word process or processing. Then we have this decision. When you see this shape, that indicates what? A decision. Decision symbol denote a decision or branch to be what? To be made. The program should continue along one or two routes. This symbol has entry and 2 exit points or path. The path choose depend on whether the answer to question is yes or what or no. In this case, when we talk about decision, you are trying to tell a process to either follow yes or what or no. I can decide to say, go to the market, buy me a bread. If you don't see bread, then buy me a yam. I'm giving you decision. It is not left for you to assign which one you think it is better for you to what to follow. Just like in Excel, where we use the logical word, the logical statement, the if word, the if statement, where you have lot of answers, but you pick the better one, you pick the better one. So if I said go to the market and get me a bread, and I said if you don't see a bread, get me a yam. You have to now use your discretion on getting to the place. You go there and you see the bread, buy it and what? And return. Else, go for the second what? Option, decision, logical, the if statement, multiple answers. But you have to pick one. You have to pick the better one. This is the connector. Connector symbol is used to join different flow lines, to join different flow lines, to join a flow line to another flow line. We use the word the connector. Then this is off-page connector, used to indicate the flow chart continue on the next word, on the next page. Just like some when you're writing at the bottom of the page, you write PTO, please turn over. You can see this is please turn over, PTO. Tell you this thing continues on the next page. You tell you this thing continue on the next page. Then this is document. When you see this, that represents what? A document. Used to represent a paper document produced during the flowchart. It represents the paper, the document that has been produced or that has been generated during the work because of the flow of the flow chart. Then also we also have this. Now, before we come to this, I would like us to consider this. When you look at this symbol, this annotation, it is used to provide additional information about another flowchart symbol. This provides another information about another flowchart. Probably you want to incorporate another sequence of instruction, another flowchart into this new flowchart. You use what we call annotation. We use this word, we use this symbol. Then we use the manual input to represent input to be given by a developer or a program. Then we have the manual operation. Symbols that shows the process has to be done by a developer or the programmer. Then you have the online storage. This symbol represents the online data storage such as hard disk, magnetic drum, and other storage media to represent your external drives, your diskette, your zip drive, your USB, and so on and so forth. So when you see that there, that is what this one implies. Then you see you have this one also there, the offline offline storage. Is represent offline data store on OCR, which is your optical character reader, and data on what? On punch card. You see that that's an offline storage what? Media. While this one is an online storage what? Media. Then you have the communication link. You can see these are like a Z, but this is not a Z. Or Z should go the other way, the other way around. Communication link symbol is used to represent data received or to be transmitted from external system. When you transmit something to an external system, the flowchart wants to give information to something to an output to something else different from the processing going on. You use this word, this symbol. Then you have the magnetic disk used to represent data input or input from to a magnetic what disk. Probably you want to incorporate something, you want to put something in your zip drive, you use the magnetic what, the magnetic disk. Now let's consider some of these things you have on the screen. This diagram below illustrates the solution model to various problems given below. Now I just decided to draw this so you can have an idea of how a flowchart will do what will look like. By now you all should know what all these lines entails. You should know what all these circles what entails. For those that don't know, let's go back to here. Connector. Connector symbol used to join different what different flow line. You can see just a diagram to represent how a flow chart can be. Your flow chart can be anyhow. You are the programmer, you are the developer. You determine how you want your program to be written. You determine how you want your program to be developed because you are the god in your own words, in your own case. You are the judge in your own case. You are the one that wants to develop the sequence of instruction. So you determine the better way you feel you can do this. So this is just a picture that illustrates how a flowchart is what is drawn. Then also let's consider this. This is also another flowchart. Did the guest eat chicken? There's a decision box in between. No. Did the guest eat mutton? Yes, no, another decision. Is no. Another one. Did the guest eat seafood? Yes, no. These are decision box in between. I can ask you, did you eat rice yesterday? Yes or no. I'm expecting you to give me what a decision. Where did you go to yesterday? Did you go to your daddy's house or to my mom's house? Decision. This is just a flow chart to represent how we implement the decision. Where you have two or multiple answers. Then also you still have this one also there. This is just a simple and a complex flow chart. How we execute that when it comes to what to computer, how you draw your plans, how you draw your sequence of what steps, how you draw your sequence of what of instructions. Now we have the start button here. If you look at that, you have it at the starting point, and you have that at what at the ending point. You have that here. You have the statistic analysis where you have an application. Profit. Remember, you have a loop here that will jump. If I can achieve my aim here, automatically I will need to bypass all this, and I loop from this point directly to what to this point, and I terminate the program. Now, me looking at this now, this is just an illustration on how you want to draw your own how you want to draw your chart, how you want to implement your program. Other teacher or instructor or programmer might decide not to do it this way. It depends on how you want. All I'm saying is know what each symbol stands for. Know what each symbols can do, and know how to implement each of the symbols. Then the conclusion is a flowchart is simply a graphical representations of steps. It shows steps in sequential order and is widely used in presenting flow of algorithm, workflow, or process. Like you said earlier, the flowchart is just a graphical representation of of a process. How you want to execute your program, how you want to do your thing. Just like if you are succeeding, you are laying a plan of of building, the constructions, give it to an architect and they will draw the plant out for you. It's That is just an example of what we call a flow chart. Typically, a flow chart shows steps as boxes of various kinds and they are ordered by connecting them with what? With arrow. When you are working with a flow chart, you must connect them with lines. You must connect them with what? Without to indicate their direction. You don't just draw the boxes there or shape there at random without connecting them to one another. We need to know. You can take your pen now and probably lay your hands on some of these things there and decide to give yourself some project and see how you can implement some of this work, some of this work, some of this thing. Take note, as a programmer, your flowchart is compulsory. You must be able to draw a flowchart because before you decide to design a program or an application, there must be a flowchart that will show the sequence of your what of your instruction. So therefore, flowchart is quite important, it's key, it's paramount. It's one of those two a programmer or a developer should endeavor to understand how to use. Remember, it shows a sequence of what you want a process, flowchart. So you can take your time and study those symbols one after the other and know what each of those symbols entails, know what each of those symbols can do, know how to implement each of those symbols at a particular time to achieve a particular goal, to achieve a particular target. So for further information, you can still check your notes, check your computer textbooks, or go online and make verifications, add more knowledge to what you've gotten from this short tutorial, or you can also contact me through the WhatsApp line or send a message from your portal down to my portal. And I will be ready and willing to work to be of assistance to work to you. Please take note. During this period, study your book, read, don't play too much, though all works and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Don't play too much. Let everything be what? Be moderate. Don't overdo things. Do everything what? Moderate. Stay indoor. Don't go out when it is not necessary. Coronavirus is what? Is real. Coronavirus don't move except we move. So stay safe and have a nice what? And have a nice day. Once again, I remain your teacher. Akimboiwa Emmanuel. Catch ya. Bye for now.